The based Japanese are fighting back against the woke corporate culture from Ubisoft. This is absolutely crazy. We knew that Assassin's Creed Shadows pissed off the Japanese once they launched their Black Samurai and, of course, the gay ninja woman to go full DEI on the Assassin's Creed franchise. But this is a great sign, and there's now a petition to cancel the game. Saying it's a serious insult to Japanese culture and history. What are you going to do, wokeites at at Ubisoft? You've got, on one hand, you need to push your DEI. On the other hand, you've got cultural appropriation, one of the worst sins ever. I think you should cancel your whole company. But let's get into the news on this in just a second. This is fantastic. Gamers are rising up all over the world, and I really appreciate you. Now, I'm also very scared to be on platforms like this because I know where it goes when you're too based, and I would love for you to sign up for my newsletter. This is in the description below. You get some of my books for doing so, and that way I can stay in contact with you if anything ever happens here, and we can go to alternative platforms. So please check this out. Get on here today. Really appreciate you for being there, and thank you guys so much for the support. There's a lot of ways to support in the description below. You can buy my books directly from my web store and others. Thank you so much again. And make sure to hit the like and subscribe while we're here. Yes. Gosh, we hit over 25,000 subs last night. Thank you, gamers, for joining us. It's been awesome. Japanese gamers have launched a petition to have Ubisoft cancel their upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. I think they need to cancel Star Wars Outlaws, too. It's not just this. But hey, it's a good start. As translated via Google's machine translation, the petition created by Shimizu Toru states, recently the lack of historical accuracy and the cultural respect has been a serious problem for game developer Ubisoft, which is scheduled to release Assassin's Creed Shadows. This game is based on the samurai of Japan, ignoring the fact that the samurai is the upper class of samurai class and should be my family or a person who serves you. In fact, William Adams, the first European to receive the title of samurai, was the one who served Tokugawa Ieyasu. Oh gosh, I botched that. I'm sure my audience is going to kill me. For the as the flag book for 250 stoning. So this is interesting. Japanese are very, very, very sensitive about maintaining their cultural identity. And this is something that flies in the face of woke politics. Because woke politics, as much as they say it's diverse and inclusive, they actually want to force their culture, which is just this DEI, homogenous mud culture of queer blackness onto everything, right? And that's exactly what they have to push. Now, if you look at it, like America's really lost its culture over the last 20 years. Everything has become a carbon copy stamp of Los Angeles or Hollywood. If you go down to L.A., and you did in the 90s, you saw these vapid-looking, strip malls everywhere. And that's exactly what got transplanted across the U.S., right? I mean, any inherent cultural identity that like made Seattle unique or San Francisco unique or Austin unique or Nashville unique, they're gone now. They all just look like California. And that's exactly what they want. Now, the Japanese hate this kind of thing. They're very, very, very sensitive to their culture, like I said, maintaining and hoping that the culture will stay the same, and they want it respected. And this is where, they can actually maybe do something here. Ubisoft won't listen to us white male gamers. That's never going to happen. But they might listen to the Japanese because, again, this is cultural appropriation. It flies in the face of their own values. The petition then declares, in such history, Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the essence and role of samurai. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history and can lead to racism in Asia. Oh, no. And then it calls on Ubisoft to stop the game. We call on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show the sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture. As of the writing, it has received over 16,000 signatures. Let's see if we can find out what this is updated to, because that was a while back. 30,000 signatures. This is going pretty well. Now, this reminds me a lot of Grum's Stellar Blade petition to free Stellar Blade. That one got up near 100,000 signatures because of gamers like you rising up. And immediately we saw a lot of scared rhetoric from Sony. We saw some scared rhetoric from the game developer. where they actually made some changes to the game to appease the gamers that are actually their customers. You do have a voice, and you are very powerful. They're trying very, very hard, both in the corporate entertainment world, like Ubisoft. We did a talk about the CEO going out yesterday claiming that they were, it's personal attacks. They're threatening us with no evidence, like usual. It's always the same game. I mean, he went full Alyssa Mercante of Kotaku, right? And the gaming media does the exact same thing. They want to stop gamers from actually being vocal. They want you to shut up and just consume. And they're banking on the fact that you'll just do that for these brands like Assassin's Creed. I think they're very, very, very wrong. And I think they've seen that recently with both the Stellar Blade and the Helldivers controversy, which Sony then backed down immediately. Gamers can band together, and your voice can be heard, and actually go out to these sorts of petitions and do something right. Now, this is a Japanese petition, so I guess you can sign it. It doesn't look like you can on here, but I think it'd be more helpful if people in Japan sign this type of thing. But you can find this link and grab it if you want to and feel like that. But remember, just be vocal. Always talk about it online. Make sure to share real information about these video games, and we can stop these companies. We really can. It's really something that is good, and I see results already. Now, the creation of this comes in the wake of numerous Japanese gamers torching Ubisoft and the game after Associate Narrative Director Brooke Davies described the game as fiction. Remember, she tried to push this, say it's just fiction. They love doing this, right? It's just a joke. That's like their new mantra when normal people push back against their weird woke agendas all the time. In the video, she said, the story we're telling is historical fiction. Take the events of history and what we know of history and think of it like a palette. Then the story that we write based on these events and what's known fit within that palette. So we can bring stuff from outside of this, which is their gay black culture, right? We're trying to work within this palette. But the story is very much fiction, and the writing team has imagined based on the historical figures and events we learned about working with our researchers and historians and consultants. Emphasis on consultants, right? They also said Ubisoft Quebec went to great lengths consulting source documentation and building a network of historians, professors, cultural consultants. I'm going to just highlight these words because you know what these consultants are. Every time it's some weird outside grifting company like Sweet Baby Inc. who's trying to turn everything black and queer. I'm not going to use diversity and inclusion because it's not. It's not diverse. It's all the same. It's monolith. It's not inclusive. It's exclusive of every other culture. They lie with those words. It's black and queer. That is all they're doing with everything. And you better like it, bigots. That's what they do. The team made trips to Japan to try to help them properly grasp the landscape. Oops. And more importantly, connect with Ubisoft's Tokyo and Osaka teams who helped with the creation of the game. So, wow. This is out here. But they also said that this is going to be something that does push the queer agenda as well. Something that does not make sense in the context of this historical Japan. And this is absolutely crazy. Now, they are banking on the fact that a black man named Yasuke did exist, but we know that it didn't exist like this. He was not a samurai. This was not true, and this was not something that was historically accurate. And all of these people who pushed back about it just got called racist bigots by this company. And then they cried victim about it, as we talked about yesterday. So they're not going to change until, again, their coveted modern audiences tune out of this. But there will be some change coming down the pipeline. And it's going to take a long time because these AAA games, again, take 3-ish years to develop. And so things being developed now, the corporate is going to see that like they're going to lose money. And this is what we have to bank on. When this game comes out, you got to not get it, my friends. You got to not get Star Wars Outlaws. And we got to see how poorly these games do. If we can get another Suicide Squad situation where it almost sank Warner Brothers Gaming, this will absolutely influence the future of Ubisoft to where they're going to be forced to not do this kind of thing. And in an effort to actually just like preserve their money because they're going to lose so much money off of this. Now, they've already announced they're going to be remaking a lot of the old Assassin's Creed games. They're going to be doing a Holy Roman Empire game as well that oh gosh, it's so cringe, about witch burnings and stuff, because that's all they know about Christianity is witch burnings, and so they have to pretend like the witches are the good guys, right? So they're already in development for some awful games in the future. They're going to take L after L, and that's all you got to do is just vote with your wallets, play the old games and not this one, and just sit back and enjoy the show. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my newsletter. Get on here, my friends, in case of my losing you. I want to make sure we can stay in contact. We'll be back soon.